Hello everybody, my name is Kiwi and welcome back to Eden Orphan Home. This video is going to be a little bit different because it's going to be a tour. I can't exactly give you a tour while I'm a maid, but that'll be my next video. I'm going to try and figure that out. So this is the tour as a as an orphan, as a psycho orphan, so that I have access to other things that normally an orphan wouldn't have access to. Just one extra thing. So first let me give you a overrun of the HUD, the UI. So down here will be, you know, typical Roblox thing. This is where all of your stuff is, your orphan candle usually, and some snacks, broom, whatever the maids give you. You can pick strange berries up around the way. I'll show you in a minute. I'm not really gonna show you anything like where things are, like the watering hole or the town or things like that, because the maids will show you when you have an activity that is that way. And if you like make friends and they want to go there, then you can just ask them and they'll take you. But something that is important to know is these little bushes that have berries. Of course, sometimes you will have a activity where there is berry picking, like if a maid apprentice is in there, or a caregiver or a counselor. Anybody who's apprentice and plus can host that. Anyway, you can eat them. It'll make your hunger go up. So this is the orphanage. That right now is just for a event because of Valentine's Day. So this is the orphanage. This is what it looks like when you come up. The fountain, 500,000 visits, I think. You can see the playground back there. Again, I'm not going to show you the playground because you don't need to know where that is. So these are the front doors. They will always be open during the day, and then they will be closed and locked from 9 o'clock to 6 a.m., I believe. 2000. 20. Because right now it's 15. It's in military time. Oh, does that mean that it's botted? It's a botted server? Wow. Okay, so the first place that you want to go is over here. This is where evening showers will be, morning showers, things like that. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go into one of these rooms and you want to grab a uniform. Grab a uniform. There we go. And when it's dirty, this is where you will place it. You can go over here, and here are the showers. You'll just click or tap, and bam, you're getting all nice and clean over here. I didn't tell you about the UI. I just realized that. But anyway, ooh, the game is now concluded. Cool. These are the bathrooms. Generally, you don't really need to use these. I think it's just for like role-playing purposes. But yeah, so there's the bathroom. And then the second most important place is over here. You can't get in line without having a clean uniform on. So yeah, and then you can sit at one of these tables. When it's botted, you sit at them and it automatically gives you milk. But when it's not botted, then you shit out of luck. You gotta wait. Don't beg, because we hate that. And then, so usually you'll get here around this time or at night or in the morning. And during breakfast time, after you get your meal and you eat and breakfast time is over, there should be an announcement saying to go to the lecture hall. And this is where the lecture hall is. It's straight between the stairs in the back. So you'll go here and you'll take a seat. I recommend being from like this row and up, because back here you can't really see what they're saying and it doesn't show up here for role-playing purposes, so that if the maids are talking to each other, it's not like something that you can see. Which is also why if you see a maid, they'll be like, orphans, haha. And then they'll just go, fuck. To get it out of the way. Anyway, you'll want to sit here, the maids will be here in a certain formation, stuff like that. And if a maid tells you to sit down, please sit down. Okay, anyway, I said I was going to show you this, but there's the playground. After lecture hall, you'll come right here, and you go there, and you'll line up in front of the door, but make sure not to get too close. Over here is the council room. I can't go in here yet because I'm not a counselor, but this is where counselors will host council sessions, things like that. And if you're feeling ill, or if your insanity is up and you don't want it, you can come here and you can say, hey, I feel ill. And I don't really know how that works, but I'm pretty sure that is how that works. Sometimes there will be an attendant sitting here, and you can talk to them. I don't know what about really, but that's where they'll be sitting, and back there is the maid quarters. So since dinner's about to start, I'm just gonna do that. And you can't get into the line in about until about 10 seconds. so I'm not gonna eat that, but I am gonna drink the milk. So now I'm going to tell you about the UI. So the UI, so here is your hygiene. You've got to keep that up or you will get sick and you will, I think, eventually die, or it'll make your insanity go. I have no idea what it does, but it's annoying that it gets harder because you're just coughing all the time, and every time you cough it stops. It's horrible. So I'm going to show you the most important other one, the most and second part then, is the arms. So in here you'll sleep. Here is where you sleep. Like this. You sleep. And you lock the door at night, and then a psycho orphan can't get you. You don't have to have the psycho orphan game pass to be a psycho orphan, you just have to have 4 milks. So when night comes around and you're caught roaming, I can't go in there because the door is shut, but you'll be put in here. That is ISO 1, which is where disrespectful orphans go after you've gotten 3 warnings. Roamers go. And then back there, that's ISO 2, which is where you will go if you're a psycho orphan, like twitching and shit, like with a knife at night. Not if you have the game pass, unless you are twitching and like have a knife, like twitching all over, not just your arm. And then over here, ISO 3, that's for exploiters and bypassers. And then over here is the library. You can go in here to do love letter writing, which is an event, or rent out a book and return it to Adelia. There is a book that I want to read, because apparently there's something weird with it. I'm gonna hurry up and go up here and show you these last things. So here's where you will go when a maid wants to host cleaning. They will get you line up out here, they'll guide you from the lecture hall, and you'll get a broom, and there's that. This is the second story to the library, which is where you can read in peace. This is the gallery. That is the door in the dorms. The other one is blocked off on the second story. This is where clothes will be washed by Custodian Plus, and this is where the custodian dorms are. I can't wait to be a custodian because I just want to be in there. One time a custodian left and left the door open, and I went in there and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so nice. So there's that. That's all of those things down there. But yeah, now let's... Oh, I can't touch it. There's a trash can in here? What? Since when? Oh yeah, when it's a bot, they'll do all of the announcements, or when it's like a low server. So here is the psycho orphan area. Only psycho orphans can get in here, which means if you have the milk or the knife. I don't know what the knife was for, but when I became a maid I had that for some reason. But anyway, yeah, this is what it looks like. Well, that's new. The fuck? The hell is this? Anyway, oh, this is new too. It's changed. Why is it changed? Well, no matter. You can take a shit. You can get clean down here. It's really nice. I guess so you're not as noticeable. You can wash your hands. It even has that, but that hurts you. Also, we don't have any more of these. And it's got 2 beds. I'll show you what this does. Outdated omelet with soy sauce. It hurts your health, but it gets your hunger up. But it's not too bad because it doesn't really do anything. Okay. And now we're gonna lay down on the top bunk, just like IRL, and we're gonna read this fucking book. Because I wanted to read it. Okay, I'm just gonna read it. I yawned in a hurry as I heard Zia Agnès, the village illusionist, tell us about the orphans coming into the town. We all hurried into the houses and pretended like nobody was there. I picked up my invisible trench coat and hurried to the window. I stared at the orphans, looking all happy and skipping throughout the village. I saw a tall, skinny, ginger-haired woman that looked about 27 walk down the road. When kids approached her, they called her Miss Educator. After the orphans took a tour, I took off my invisible trench coat. Then I walked to the edge of the village, and I told Milios de Opal, the Opal, the village guard, I'm gonna go and get berries for the village. He smiled back and said, don't stay up past curfew. I ignored his warning and skipped out of the village. I took a glance at the huge orphanage. I gasped on my way towards it. After all, I was only an 11-year-old child that is tall. On my way inside of the orphanage, I saw a few orphans. One orphan told the other, "We should head to the room." I didn't think about what this meant. Anyways, I ran into the orphanage and saw a blonde-haired man. He looked at me and said, "Why, well, hello, dear. Are you a newcomer?" I nodded at the comment and said yes. "Oh, well, let me introduce myself. I am Mikulion, the Wishu's attendant." I don't know how to pronounce that, or the Palais, whatever. I don't know how to say that. I can get you an orphan to tour you around. Would you like me to?" said the attendant. I nodded my head slowly. Leon told me to wait a minute, and he'll come back with my new uniform. A second later, he rushed to me and showed me my new uniform. "This is your new uniform," he said in awe. I looked at it and said that I'll try it on. The attendant pointed to where the washroom is. I ran into the changing room. Surprisingly, it fit perfectly. I walked out of the washroom and then I walked up some stairs. I stumbled to a door and stood up. I walked in and saw a short girl sitting on a chair. She stared at the bookshelf. I asked her if I could check out a book. Of course she said yes and pointed to a bookshelf. I picked out a book that said 4 days from now. I saw that the book was written in March 19th, 1989. That was oddly 4 days from now. The current date was March 5th, 1989. I ignored this and took the book. I ran down the stairs and into a hall with lines of orphans and orphans sitting in chairs. I lined up because I heard a ton of orphans asking for food in this line. I checked the time on the clock above the serving window, and it was 17:46, apparently dinner. I walked in line and waited for food. I received what was called padang satay. I took the plate with food on it and ran up another set of stairs. I walked into a long hallway that was known as the dorms. I looked to my side and saw some stairs at the end of the hall. Being my curious self, I climbed up them and saw a room. This room was very small and dim. It was lit by 4 candles corresponding to the title of my book. I sat down nearby the 4 candles and held one so I could read my book. Before I could read my book, I heard a maid tell us that it was time to we headed to our dorms. I ignored this announcement and began reading. I read, "Please help me. I am Credelius Rosetta. I ran into this paradox 4 years ago. I'm still stuck in it, and I am asking you to help. You obviously picked up this book on March 5th of 1989. I am the future you, and I am in need of help." I stopped God damn, I cannot read. I stopped for a second because I heard a distant scream. I read on through. Instead of going inside the bunker during nightfall, go into the staff room and into the door next to the levers. You'll see a lady by the name of Faith. Make sure to ask her, "What is a paradox?" That was the end of the book. I closed it and put it down. 4 days later, I heard the alarm go off. After hearing this, I ran into the staff room and found 2 levers. I saw a door nearby, and I opened it. As the book said, I saw a lady. She sat down in a chair with one other in front of her. I sat in that chair in front of her. I built up enough courage to ask her the question I was supposed to ask her. "What's a paradox?" I said. She looked at me and said, "You're in one, dear." The floor fell under me, and I saw my future self writing a letter to my past self. The same thing in my book said. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot that because I'm psycho, it's gonna be all crazy. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna do when you get up is you're gonna come in here, and I think your uniform will be dirty. You can come grab a new one. It doesn't have to be like a different one. You can get the same one. And then you come into one of the showers and you'll just get clean. Nice and all clean. And then you'll go over here. You'll ignore all of the craziness because that's just because I drank a lot of milk. And you can just wait. You can sit in line or sit in one of the chairs, or you can wait for the lines to open up, which again isn't until 7:10. Okay. Okay. Oh, Bub is my favorite. Okay, so after breakfast, so say you're sitting here, lecture hall. Okay. So you'll start heading over. They're all communicating with each other. She's announcing they're communicating. So we're going to the classroom today. Okay. Whew, I'm getting my tapping hands on. Whew. Okay, now that you're all here, let's begin. We will be playing a math game. We will be prompted with a math equation you must solve. The person who says, first will get points. The score will be displayed on board. You must be seated to participate. Okay. Oh, yay! Ah, I got a genius award. What prize did I get? I didn't get shit! Oh wait, do I need to be sitting down for it, maybe? So I want to know why her skin is like gray in the profile picture for her, but it's like not that actually, you know? Ew, more bub? Say less. Yeah, that's my guide to being an orphan. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! I love you. You should totally play this game, by the way. Totally. 100%. The community, meh. But like the game's worth it.
Everything changes.